Coming to you from beautiful downtown Wilkesboro in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains in North Carolina, welcome to the Kruger Brothers 1915 show. Sit back, relax, and give it up for your hosts, the Kruger Brothers.
So here we are again in the 1915, Friday evening, 7:15. Gonna do a little show for you guys. I hope you're all out there comfortable, and safe, and healthy.
We got so many letters from you, mails, asking about songs, and we want to play them all. So we're gonna, at one point, we're just gonna continue this as a.
Yes, that one request weekend is not going to be enough.
No, it's not going to be enough.
There's too many out there.
But we counted some of the requests together, and so actually one really was on top of the list. Yeah. And I think we're going to play it now. It's called Up 18 North. It's Dave Schmidt, and all our friends.
Dave, healing up out there in Colorado.
Even Dale Isom, our good friend. But it's so we're gonna. We wrote this many years ago, and we didn't even live here yet, right?
No, up at 18 North is just a beautiful. When we used to come from out west, come up 40 and take the Lenore exit, and you take up 18 North, and there's a little sign that says Wilkesboro 37. That was one of the first mile markers that I remember in America. That was way before we had GPSs and everything. And it used to be, for time-wise, we came out of that 40 groove a lot of times in the morning at 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning when there was nobody on the road. And rolling up those beautiful hills of North Carolina, it gave you that idea for this wavy tune. It still brings back a lot of memories. The best part was one morning, we were looking out the window, and there, shortly after Lenore, there's a pond that you can see, and there was a guy standing there with a shotgun in his hand shooting fish. And we knew we were back in North Carolina. You remember that?
Yes. That was good. 2, 3, 4. Well, the next tune we're going to play is the same tuning. It's good. We'd like to combine these because I don't have to retune my banjo. But it's a tune called Watching the Clouds Roll By. Yeah. And Uwe wrote words about Robert Shepherd, who gets up in the morning and walks around on his land and checks if everything's all right.
And then the next verse I wrote about Harold's Restaurant had a waitress called Deb, and I had her in mind when I wrote this second verse. And the third verse is Jens in fourth grade. And the last verse is about our grandpa, who lived to be 103 almost, right? And
he was born in December of 1895, and then in First World War he was a medic, and it's an amazing story of how he was just a very kind man, and people trusted him to take care of the young soldiers that would die, and so he would take care of them, be with them, and so he would collect the letters that they had written. Always, prior they would keep them somewhere, hidden in their uniform, and he would take these letters and put them in a box, and then after the war was over, he would, of course, some of the letters he would send off right away. Some of the letters he had to figure out, where they would go to, and but he personally delivered most of the letters, and it took him until 1936, from 1919 all the way up to 1936, to deliver the letters to the families and tell them. He had kept a book, and he wrote in
how they had passed away and everything.
Yes, and what they said, and what happened, and where, and what. And he would go and visit the families, and he said with every letter, he would feel a little bit better and could be a little bit more happy again. So that's the story. So that's why Uwe said, let's put a verse of our grandpa on that. He almost lived to be 103, yes. 2 weeks short.
The clover still glistens with morning dew. His feet are all wet in his old leather shoes. He's been fixing the fence since early this morning. Time for a coffee back home. It's a beautiful day with plenty to do. All is the same and everything's new. He takes off his cap, looks up to the sky, and watches the clouds roll by. Her shift has just ended at the old night cafe. She takes off her apron and calls it a day. I'll see you tomorrow, it's time to go home. She steps out the back door alone. On a Tuesday night in the middle of June, she stops by the roadside to gaze at the moon. Hears up in the distance, whippoorwill cry, watches the clouds roll by. His textbooks are covered with things that he draws, while the teacher expounds about natural laws. He's trying to wipe off all the blue on his hand from the ink of the pen that he wrote. In the last last 30 minutes, the words that were said never quite seem to make it inside of his head. He looks out the window and he lets his dream fly, watches the clouds roll by. We are all just passing by, sharing our time for a few precious moments. Then we move on like clouds in the sky. He brushes the leaves off an old mossy stone, spend a few moments with an old friend alone, sits down on the stump of an old cypress tree and cleans out the bowl of his mind. Shadows are rushing through fields that lie bare. There's so many stories, but no one to share. Takes off his hat, looks up to the sky, and watches the clouds roll by.
Thank you.
It's a nice little song. Thank you for that request.
That's wonderful. Yep.
I haven't done it in a while. Now we're going to do Jack of the Wood.
Yep. Another
Jack of the Wood.
request.
Of course, all people in Asheville know what that place is. Jack of the Wood is a bar down there. And they were like some of the first people that gave us a show here in North Carolina. We went down there and we didn't know it was a bar or something like that. But it started out really loud. You remember that when we went there in Robert's old truck? It was funky. And then we got into this place and they were used to bar bands and we sat down and within 15 minutes it turned into a concert place.
Yes, it was an amazing place. We played for many years and made many friends in there.
And Jack of the Wood always, it's a beer bar.
Actually, and then when I won the Steve Martin Award, Steve called me up and said, "You're going to play Letterman," and we were out in Arizona, remember?
Yeah.
And we said we were in the hotel, and I said, "Well," he said, "I'm not going to play with you because your stuff is so complicated." I said, "No, we're going to find something. If we play Letterman, we're going to find something together." So when we talked about it, I said, "Hey, how about Jack of the Wood?" So I called him back up. I said, "How about Jack of the Wood? Listen to it." And he said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, you could clawhammer it." And he said, "Really good. I have Bella Fleck over. He's going to help me to learn it." So, and then we did a few Skype things, where we sort of worked together on it. And I tell you, working with Steve Martin is just a delight because he's so serious about what he does. We were in New York with the Contras and we were playing together in his home, and he would all day practice. And then in the evening, at the theater. At Sullivan's Theater, right?
Yep. The old Ed Sullivan Theater.
It's really,
the David Letterman show.
He would constantly, let's do it one more time, do it one more time. And it's just so beautiful to see, see him be so serious about it. And I loved it. And it turned out really, really good.
The whole Letterman thing for us was very good back then. It gave us a lot of help. It helped us in a big deal.
Recognition.
And it was about as cold in there as it is here. Wasn't it?
Well, not quite.
So to be able to do this now for you is a great privilege as well,
Yes,
right? And
it really is.
And I hope that you can keep on supporting us, because this is really a labor of love that we do here, and I hope that you like it, and that we can keep on doing this. You know, we have a lot of shows planned. We don't do a lot of the things. Stop talking now.
Yes.
Okay,
play
it's
your
time to
guitar
play
over
music.
there.
Yeah, all right.
All right, here we go.
We got an applause for that one.
Thank you, Peabody.
Thank you, Peabody. That was nice. That's, I don't know. I just still wonder, how do you clap so much with two hands? You know, it's
Actually,
great.
just your index finger, I think, right? This is a lot of fun.
Great. I do want to mention a couple of people had written about all the different basses that I'm playing lately. This is my normal bass. This is a bass made by an absolutely brilliant luthier and a good friend of mine, Tom Rebecki, from out in California. And it was out of commission. I had some electrical problems with it the last couple of weeks, and my friend Rob Turner from EMG Pickups helped me out, and it's back in service. So thank you for mentioning all of that. I will play the other basses once in a while, and maybe I'll talk about them a little bit in some private Facebook kind of thing with you guys, but
this one is
I
definitely
want to
my
mention
favorite.
that. Yeah, this is my baby, and I'm so glad it's back.
Well, a lot of all the tunes have some kind of story, you know, that goes with them. But this one, when we first played Murfest, first year we played, we were scheduled to play, you know, International Friends at the Creekside stage. It was still tent back then, and it said Cy Khan and the Kruger brothers, and we didn't know who Cy Khan was, and it's you know. I don't know, Genghis Khan, or I don't know. I had no idea who he was. Of course, he's a very famous singer-songwriter, amazing man, and he's an activist, for coal mines and unions and such. And we didn't know all that, and so he said, "Why don't you play a song?" And we start off, we were back there, and this is the first song we played, and of course, it was a song.
A little song that we wrote with our uncle and our uncles in mind. My dad's brother was a mining engineer in northern Germany, and Jens and I, we once took a trip down there in one of these old mines, salt mines up in the Harz Mountains. Remember that? That was kind of spooky, and we were happy that we didn't have to become miners, but wrote this little thing called Down in the Coal Mine. Just see how that works.
And it connected us instantly, to Cy Khan instantly.
And when we got that request last week, I thought, we haven't done it. So we tried to remember all the words and everything. So.
Would you give us a groove, Jody?
Yeah.
Hey, go on.
2.
Covered in cold dust from head to toe, working the shift both night and day. Come Friday night, I'm gonna get my pay. Come Friday night, I'm gonna get my pay. Some might say this job's no good. It pays my bills like I think it should. The grime and dirt don't matter to me. Our life is hard and nothing is free. My life is hard and nothing is free. I was born in Tennessee, and we lost our farm back in '83. 1 year later we dug Daddy's grave. I kept to the shovel and became a slave. I kept to the shovel and became a slave. Sun goes up, the sun goes down. It's a different life here in a miner's town. There ain't nobody here to care for me. And if you got a solution, won't you tell it to me? And if you got a solution, won't you share it with me? So I forget about my trouble, forget about my pain. Living day to day's about all I can sustain. There ain't enough booze in the state of Tennessee to help me to forget all the trouble that I see. Someday I know they will close this mine. I sure hope that they will take their time. Digging is all that's left for me. I buried my dreams in Tennessee. My homestead back in Tennessee. My homestead back in Tennessee. Those childhood days in Tennessee.
it's been a while. No applause for this one. Thank you. It's okay. It's all right. Peabody's got, he gets carried away. He's eating a sandwich and he's got a chicken there. Is that a chicken? Are you eating a chicken?
Are you plucking a chicken? This is Wilkesboro.
No, as you can hear,
no chicken jokes right now.
No.
I'll tell you that much.
Well, Jens is going to switch over to guitar. Let me take a really quick moment to let you guys know we are at the Blue Ridge Artisan Center here in beautiful downtown Wilkesboro. It's a beautiful place, a great old building. The building was actually built in 1915, which is hence the name, the 1915 shows. And it features artisans from all over the neighboring counties, the 8 surrounding counties around Wilkes, as well as artists from Wilkesboro. The beautiful piece of art over my shoulder today is one of our neighbors from up in Boone and Watauga County. Her name is Pat Miller, and she does beautiful quilting work. It says that her fiber artistry explores many venues, focusing on quilting, thread painting, embroidery, patchwork, and mixed fibers, things like that. Yep. And she was the past president of the Mountain Laurel Quilt Guild up in Boone. You can buy the works of the artisans here on their website. They have a web shop at blueridgeartisancenter.com. Please visit. Please help support our neighbors and our friends and all the local artisans out there. And wherever you are, help support the arts.
Well done. That's beautiful. I like that one.
Great stuff.
As you can hear in my accents, in particular, we're not really local. So we grew up in Switzerland. We played lots of shows, and I worked as a sideman, just like Uwe and Joel. And there was lots of driving involved. We drove many, many miles every year, many shows, and I would drive home alone at home. At 2, 3 a.m. in the morning. And a lot of times the only companion I really had, I didn't have money for a car radio. So the only companion I used to have was, you see the moon out and you just say, there it is again. So I wrote a little piece called Moon Over Switzerland.
And when we were over there just before Christmas, and we drove from Bern back to Zurich on the A1 it's like the main highway in Switzerland, goes straight through the lowlands, and there it was again, the moon, and it's in the south over the mountains, and it's just a beautiful view, and I hope that one day you'll get to see that.
But the weird thing, the really weird thing was we moved to America, and then I realized it's the same moon.
Yeah. Are you sure?
No. Anyway.
But this is really a favorite tune of a lot of people, and
was Robert Shepard's favorite tune, definitely. And of course Bill Hughes and Jennifer.
Hughes, yes.
This is actually the guitar we got from Bill, and the guitar I recorded with. So, okay.
Nova Switzerland.
Yeah,
That's a beautiful tune.
it's been a long time.
Oh, Jens, you have such a way with guitars
Really is
and
magical.
music. It's just absolutely wonderful.
Really is.
Thank you. I love playing guitar actually too.
If you can see us a lot better today, it's because we got the 3 new lights. And they came from Switzerland.
Yes, they came from
Danke, Katrine. This is wonderful. Actually, people thought that we're sitting too much in the dark.
Yep.
And so, yeah.
It's more
I have to tune all the way down.
Jens has to tune all the way down.
Tuning all the
That's
way
right.
down.
Yes, because
But you got to do a clawhammer tune, right?
yes.
I remember back in the 80s, when Jens decided to become a professional banjo player and wanted to stick with it, and I said, well, I'm gonna become a country musician, and we split up for about 4 years. And Jens moved out to a farmhouse and lived with a family and just learned everything that he could. And while I was hanging out in bars, playing honky-tonk music, when we started to play together again, Jens had learned all these clawhammer tunes that I had no idea that they existed in this world. And he started playing some of these Doc Watson tunes to me, and I fell in love with that sound of the banjo. It's still if Jens would only play clawhammer banjo, it still would do the Kruger, but it's just the way we do it because it's my favorite way of the banjo being played.
Don't I just have the nicest brother? I mean,
Seriously.
seriously.
No, but it's really, it's such a wonderful way of playing the banjo, and especially here in North Carolina, that's the way the people used to play the banjo here. And when Earl Scruggs started playing with finger picks and stuff and make it really loud and obnoxious, they drove him out. You had to go to Nashville.
Did you hear that? I tell you
so much
something.
for the nice brother.
I tell you something too. Joel Uwe and me been together now playing music off and in different formations since 1989, and then Joel joined us all the time somewhere in the mid 90s.
Yep.
And Jody is such a great friend. He plays wonderful drum. Don't you just think he's a wonderful percussionist? And but to have these friends in life, because how many endless nights did we spend on interstates and
In cheap truck stops,
Hotels.
city hotel rooms, sometimes really nice hotel rooms too, and a lot of Indian buffets.
but the years go by, and Uwe wrote this good song. I love
This is
song.
another request we had from
Yes.
a lot of people love this song. Me too. It still
The plan.
comes true every year.
1, 2, 3.
I had a plan when I was young, and it involved some having fun. Maybe to find someone to love, do some things to be proud of. Live as fast as I could live and give it all that I could give. Never think about the end, always be somebody's friend. I watched the bow go high and low, steer my vessel through the flow. Time's the ocean neath the keel, I will hold on to the wheel. Oh, I lit that candle at both ends and let the years slip through my hands. Never did believe was right, never had to run or hide. Friends I found, friends I lost, ashes to ashes and dust to dust. I know each day could be the last, set the sail upon the mast. And I watched the bow go high and low, steer my vessel through the flow. Time's the ocean neath the keel, I will hold on to the wheel. I was quite successful with that plan. I would do it all again. The things I needed came to be, really went out on a spree. Now do I need a plan for growing old? My young and restless years concluded. Never thought I'd get this far, or thoughts of getting old excluded. And I watched the bow go high and
vessel through the flow, times the ocean neath the keel, I will hold on to the wheel. Now watch the bow go high and low, steer my vessel through the flow, times the ocean neath the keel, I will hold on to the wheel. Times the ocean neath the keel, I will hold on to the wheel.
I just love that clap track.
Yeah, that was good. I love that song. We haven't played that in so long.
It's been too long.
Yeah, it's been since Wednesday. We actually played it on Wednesday. We're cheating. No, we're actually cheating. We're
Melissa,
rehearsing.
how's it going? We haven't said hello to Melissa yet today. Melissa, how's it going over there?
Hello. Where is you?
Say hi to-
How's the mood behind the desk?
It's very good.
Good. We getting
Is everybody happy? Can we
Everybody's very happy.
Very happy. That's great. We do want to take just a second before we play the last song of today's show to thank everybody that's been really helping us and supporting us through our virtual tip jar and through the donations that you guys are making to us to be able to continue doing what we're doing here. Because without you, we couldn't do this. So thank you.
Yes. It's really true. It's really true.
Yes, it's a privilege.
Yeah.
Play music. Keep all this together. Because we know there's going to be a time when we're going to be on the road again. We'll see you all live again.
Yes, we're going to see.
Leave a lot of comments because I really love reading them. It's like the virtual CD table after the show. You know, I can't shake your hands, but if you have a question or something, just don't be shy. Just let us know, and we'll all be there.
Yep. And if you have a question, actually, really about something, we can also answer them during the show, maybe tomorrow or so. You know, so.
We'll be back again tomorrow, 7:15.
Yes.
If
more
A
requests.
whole new set of requests.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exciting set actually tomorrow, really.
We kept the good ones for tomorrow.
Oh.
So here's the last one. I think we're already over,
Well, we're getting,
but it doesn't matter. You know,
close,
it's our
though,
show.
right?
We can go over.
We got
It's
5
okay.
minutes.
That's right.
What do you say? What do you say?
I say people have been requesting longer concerts, so I don't think they're going to complain.
And we're also thinking about that longer concerts, yes. And we might change the format. But we said
We'll keep
for
you
about a month, we're going to just do this for 4 weekends. And this is the third one right now, right? The fourth one? This is the fourth
Yeah,
weekend.
that's our fourth one.
Yes. And so, yes, we're working on the format constantly. You know, we have a lot of things that we're planning and that we want to do. Thank you. Keep it coming. We're at it.
We love you guys.
Here's one that we had numerous requests for.
You remember me when the west wind moves upon the fields of barley. We'll forget the sun in his jealous sky when we walk in fields of gold. So she took her love for to gaze a while upon the fields of barley. In his arms she fell and her hair came down. They walked in fields of gold. Will you be my love? Will you stay a while among the fields of barley? We can tell the sun in his jealous sky that we walked in fields of gold. Watch the west wind move like a lover's soul among the fields of barley. Watch her body rise when you kiss her mouth. You lay in fields of gold. Never made promises lightly. I know that there was some that were broken, and I know the days still left we will walk in fields of gold. Yes, we walk in fields of gold. Many years have passed since those summer days among the fields of barley. Watch the children play when the sun goes down among the fields of gold. You remember me when the west wind moves upon the fields of barley. We'll forget the sun in this jealous sky. We walk in fields of gold. Yes, we walk in fields of gold. Yes, we walk in fields of gold. Made promises like I know that there was some that broke. Yet I know in days still that we will walk in fields of gold. Yes, we walk in fields of gold. Yes, we walk in fields of gold.
We will.
Yes.
From the Blue Ridge Artisan Center in historic downtown Wilkesboro, this has been the Kruger Brothers 1915 show. Thank you all for being here with us. Please make sure and comment on how much you enjoyed the show and share it with your friends. Special thanks to all of our fans for your continued support. Join us next time for another edition of the Kruger Brothers 1915 show.